This role of serving the industry by making it safer and more professional and providing risk transfer so people can operate with comfort and meet their commercial and regulatory and fiduciary obligations, while at the same time we're helping the industry to interface with regulators by saying, look, this is a safe and responsible industry, and if people have insurance, they're doing the right things that you want to see. My name is Jay Gdanski. I'm the CEO and founder of Evertas, along with my partner Raymond Zankic, and we are the first company in the world to focus on insuring crypto asset and blockchain infrastructure. We provide insurance for crypto asset holdings and blockchain infrastructure. So if for some reason your crypto assets are stolen or locked up or become inaccessible, or if you have some sort of malfunction in a piece of blockchain-based infrastructure that causes some sort of harm, we would be able to provide monetary compensation to make you whole. A friend of mine who had been working on digitization for another large financial institution had said that one of their big pain points was lack of insurance. And so, I decided to go off and do that. And I'd called up my co-founder, Raymond, who, great background, former McKinsey guy. We'd met at a conference I spoke at a few years before, and we'd looking for a way to work. And it's been over 5 years now, and I'm really excited and proud of the progress we've made. We get to serve this role of serving the industry by making it safer and more professional and providing risk transfer so people can operate with comfort and meet their commercial and regulatory and fiduciary obligations, while at the same time we're helping the industry to interface with regulators by saying, look, this is a safe and responsible industry, and if people have insurance, they're doing the right things that you want to see, and maybe a transitory thing in some people's mind, but we're really helping to make Web3 and crypto and blockchain infrastructure be a part of the everyday infrastructure of the world. It is hard, and it has been challenging for us historically to find good investment partners. Sino Global is a clear exception to the rule. The first time we spoke to them, and in our subsequent diligence calls, it was very clear that they were spending time and effort to really understand insurance and the insurance landscape. So not only the role that insurance could and should play, but the landscape within crypto, and recognizing that there really was, after quite a bit of diligence and kind of surveying through their network, realizing there really were no good insurance options outside of Evertas, and realizing that a functioning insurance market was vital for success. You want partners who are smart and thoughtful, and who are empathetic, and who want to be helpful, and who have a really clear and respectful process. I think Sino's consistently been a great partner in helping us to understand the space further and really reach out through their network to kind of educate people about Evertas and what we're doing and why what we're doing is so vital for the space, and ultimately why, if they do want an insurance policy, if they're looking for insurance and they're not seeing an Evertas insurance policy, something's probably amiss. So that's been phenomenal. So my advice for new entrepreneurs is don't do a startup. My default advice is you should not do a startup. They are incredibly annoying, they're difficult, they are emotionally and financially, and in some cases physically, quite taxing. You can make a lot of money and have a much better quality of life, oftentimes by just getting a good job. But if you're the kind of person where you wake up every morning and there's just an itch in the back of your brain and an idea that you just can't quash, and it's sitting there and it's getting louder and louder every day until you can't ignore it, then you should start a company, because you'll never forgive yourself for not doing it. And you should never avoid doing things out of fear, and you should never do things out of fear. So I'm a big advocate of finding a co-founder. I do know people who are solo founders, but in general, I think you need to be honest with yourself about what you're bringing to the table, and if, in addition to having kind of the raw drive, passion, intellect, and need to go out and do something, that you have the right attributes between you and your co-founders to really be able to be successful. But it's almost certainly going to be much, much harder than you think it is, which is okay, because things that are worthwhile tend to be hard. But like I said, my default answer is no. And then if you come back and say, I really want to do this, you say no again, I shouldn't do that. And then the third time, you're like, you know what, I got to do this. But really make sure of it because it is a commitment. I always say, if you want to start a startup, be willing to clean toilets because you're doing everything, right? You're the secretary, you're the CFO, you're the CEO, the COO, the president, you're the janitor, you're the marketing person. You got to do everything, and you have to be willing to do everything. And if you're the kind of person that thinks like, oh, I'll just hire people or I'll ask people to do this or whatever, that's not going to work. You have to be able to be in there on your own for a very long period of time potentially to make these things successful.